Welcome to the Deep in the Woods podcast, episode 18. We just finished up at Palmer Park. Man, was there a lot of drama, a lot of controversy, and a lot of cash handed out today. I'm here with, as always, Alan Hoxie, Aaron Nitz, and then special guest of the night. When he talks, people listen, Will Coaches. Super excited to have him on.
Will Coaches.
Sweet. So we'll hop right.
Practicing Hoxie.
We
We have a bad history with last names, so
I say conscious.
we're just making sure.
It feels personal, but
I mean, I just found out.
Personal that he's purposely saying his last name wrong?
Not Will's.
Okay.
cool. League night. Lot of stuff happened. We can just hop into
True that.
the overarching storylines. Hox, why don't you get us going?
The overarching storylines. You guys don't like that?
That's nice. I like
Arching.
We can make to that.
Yeah. So the thoughts or the discussion is, I'm gonna, you know what? I'll play the noise, the little violin, because man, A and D pool, we had it rough.
Struggle bus.
The B and C teams,
Oh shoot.
they done.
That was the storyline?
That was a big time storyline, man. It was, if you look at the leaderboard, I think Ian and Jeff were middle of the pack at
6th or
118.
8th.
They came in fourth.
Ian did?
They went shot in negative 10.
So maybe it was just us. It's not really a storyline.
No, I mean a third of you guys played well.
Yeah, that's not very
So-
1 out of 3.
Well, I'll just hop into the biggest storyline of
good.
the night.
Whoa. I wasn't ready for it.
And I think we got some good insight from our guest on the podcast.
Oh.
Yes.
Someone hit an ace tonight. Why don't you tell us a little about it?
Yeah. So we drew cards, and I met a nice man named Eric. So he's my partner.
I'm sorry, what's Eric's last name? Different Eric.
I don't know his last name.
Oh, was it Eric?
So-
Williams.
Yeah.
So he's a friend of Noah Undefine.
Nice, Nate.
Nice.
I mean,
And for us, that was really good.
He told me
that was on the spot
he
too.
was supposed to use the T.
He's live.
So it's Ungenheim?
Undefine. There's a in there.
But the T silent.
I don't know.
Clean that microphone, Nate.
All right, sorry.
I'm not gonna.
Well,
Carry on.
carry on.
Yeah. So yeah, we I think I'm trying to think where we started. So we started on hole 4, I believe.
Okay.
And then we got to hole 8, which had a short flag tee. And so the normal tee, pretty much just a straight shot, let it fade, but it is blind.
Yeah.
But the short tee, you're looking right at it, kind of through the gap that you want your fade to go. So our 2 C players were, I think Noah was on C here, right? Yeah, Raz was the B.
Yeah.
He threw a similar shot. It just went long with the basket, and it was a nice birdie putt. And then Eric threw almost the same line, and I would say it kind of bounced over the top of the cage, and it stuck pretty much center pole there. And he couldn't believe it. We couldn't believe it.
So you watched it go in?
Yeah.
And I noticed you didn't use the word skip. You said it was like it's just
Yep.
like end over end type bounce?
No, it's just air shot. I think the disc landed on the top of the ring,
Okay.
and it just went
Shot
right,
in.
Yeah, right into the chains.
So give us, paint the picture. What happened after it went in?
Like with people streaking and.
I mean, I think Eric was just, screaming with excitement, and then we all went for high fives. And then we walked up to it, kind of just discussing how we couldn't believe it.
Sure. Did you pull out your Sharpie and sign his disc?
No, Noah got an official photo for him. And
Nice.
then what was cool is when the moment kind of settled down, Noah was like, "Clear your ace, man."
Get your disc out of the basket.
You gotta do that. So yeah, I think and then we all got big putted by the ace, I think.
Oh, you guys missed your putt?
I don't know, I have to look back, but
Oh, okay. It's pretty memorable.
yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't miss the putt because of Eric got the ace.
I mean, I'm sorry, you're right.
Yeah,
I
you
guess
didn't
the
need
other
to.
guys, you're right.
I'll have to look back. I think
And he was your partner, correct?
yes.
Just kind of cool to have
Yes.
ace on your card.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been a while. How long?
Christian hit it a couple weeks ago, last season.
It's probably been 2 months.
Wow.
It's been a while.
And then just give us some insight. Like, was he talking about the rest of the round? What was it like on the card? Were spirits high after that, or?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think it was just like we were talking about how I think Roz and I were talking. We still don't have an ace, and we
We've
were
been
just
playing for how long?
like 2 years.
It's hard.
Yeah,
It's hard.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that was his first.
Actually, I don't think it was. Yeah, I think somebody asked that. I think I overheard part of the conversation, but I think he's had a couple more.
Okay. He's a good guy.
Yeah. I don't think Noah's going to be able to convince us to let him be a C player anymore if he's got multiple aces on his resume.
Yeah, I mean, all you need is one around, and you'll do
Yep.
you'll do fine.
Yep.
We have some other like ace heroes, right? Like they just come out once in a while and throw an ace.
Yeah, that's Nick and Steven's brother Matt is that ace guy.
So we'll move on from that. That was the big storyline of the night. But we'll go down the leaderboard a little bit.
Well, there was no other storylines?
So I was going to go down the leaderboard and then transition into the bigger ones.
Wait, did the Birdie Fund get hit this week?
It did.
Oh shoot!
It did. I really liked the way we did it too. Nate, where did you play? Up north? They tried
Yeah, so
something different
there's
with
the
Birdie Fund.
Holton Lake League up there. They do the Birdie Fund after, and so there's like this lottery field where you're like looking at your card as they're randomly drawing it, and it's fun. And so we decided to pivot and try that out this week. I thought it was a success. Not just because it was fun reading off the card, but because a lot of guys decided to stick around and make it, hang out a little longer and kind of whatnot.
It was on a trial basis tonight, and I do feel like it was. I mean, it wasn't like crazy exciting, but you're right. People hovered around at the end, and on purpose I did the dramatic. I'll read you the first one,
Sure.
and then people were like, oh,
Mhm.
and then there's about 6 or 7 groups that birdied hole 17,
Yeah.
and then so everybody was kind of like hopeful.
Yeah.
I called the second one, and I think it was down to like 2.
And I think that was hole 9, or
It was whole 9.
hole 9, and that was another easy one.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of people in the mix,
Yep.
and then he said hole 13.
And that's when everybody did the big groan, except for Nate goes, yes! So Nate and his partner Eli shared the $196 birdie fund that had been rolling over for quite a while, $98 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad payday.
Yeah, we paid for a couple more late nights. So
Yep.
we're excited about that. Longest putt. Did Zach keep that?
Andrew Rumps hit it.
Yep.
The very
In
last
front of a
hole.
good 20 people too, so that was cool.
There was a group of 6, so they're
Yep.
naturally a little bit slower. And a bunch of us were waiting around watching because there was also the Nicholas team who a couple people were hoping for a bogey, so that a 3-team
Oh,
playoff,
true.
but it turned into a 2-team playoff, in which case they needed
So
a
real
bogey.
quick, CTP. Did we not figure that out?
We're almost locked in that it's Christian. In all of the hubbub with the Birdie Fund payout and the Ace Pool payout, and I'm passing out the discs and stuff, and we realized that we left it sitting on hole 9. Through Discord, I think we figured out that I'm giving 24 hours for anybody to speak up, so you're not going to watch this in time. But if anybody did, he was only about 11 feet.
I'm okay taking a hard stance and just saying it was Christian for the podcast.
Let's do it.
And then if we
So
are
we're gonna
wrong,
edit back about 2 minutes. Christian won the CTP.
Christian
tonight.
won the
Congratulations.
congratulations, Christian.
Well, I can edit out something too. I did look up at the ace. I have to give credit to Raz and Noah. They did not get big putted. They didn't convert the birdie.
Oh, okay.
Go work.
Good
So I
stuff.
clean that up.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Cool.
We gotta have facts around here.
Yeah. We're on a clean ship. So you kind of alluded to it a little bit.
I did.
We had a pretty fun playoff happen at the end.
Well, so we got to watch Andrew Rumps hit the big putt with a big group of 6. So a lot of people were kind of hanging out to see what would happen with the Nicholas team, to see what kind of playoff, whether it was a 2-team, 3-team playoff. Turns out it was a 2-team playoff. Both teams shot 11 under, so there was already a bit of
Well,
crowd.
I just want to make sure we're being factual. They both shot 12 under.
That's what I meant. I meant 12 under.
And so
So
So I got done a little earlier, and so I was hopeful. At the time I was leading. When I got done, I was leading at -11
In the clubhouse?
in the clubhouse, and they still had 4 holes left. They were very birdieable holes. I still had a little bit of hope, but I knew it was going to be at least tied. And then they passed me. And so Nicholas, the Knicks team, they take the lead. And everyone's like, okay, they won it. They won it. They won the day. Benny and Steven Demick, they came out of nowhere. They still had 2 holes left to go. Everyone counted them out. They come back and they shoot neg 12.
I'm a little curious. Does anybody know where Benny and Steven started? Anybody start right in front of them or right behind them?
They finished on 5.
They finished on
So it's
5.
starting
So
at 6.
I'm looking at their scorecard. They birdied 4 consecutive holes to catch.
Wow.
So they birdied 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow.
So that's impressive. That's like to the wire, you know, birding 4 in a row.
As silly as it sounds, 3 is a tough birdie. It's if you don't hit the gap that's 3 feet wide,
They figured that out
cross
a
your
little bit.
fingers.
Yeah.
Still, it's
That's one of the
still
few
very
things
tight.
I did well today.
Yeah.
I put that to
It's
2
very
feet.
tiny
Yeah.
gap. So good on them for it. And then,
Yeah, that's good.
So
They clutched up, 100%.
I would say so.
And so ultimately we saw a playoff. They started at hole 6. It got knotted up. They both missed their putts for birdie to take it. And so it went to hole 7. Hole 7, there's a short. Now the B's, so that was Steven and and Nicholas Dolacek. They threw from the longs. On that
It's like
hole,
380. That's a bomb.
on that hole, you're really leaning on your C's and your D's. And so it really came down to Benny and Nick Shantaro. And on the tee, I got some footage of it. They were hyping each other up. It was exciting. Benny threw first, and it was less than desirable. So Nick knew if he put it close, he had a good shot at taking it down. Nick clutches up, puts it, I don't know, 10 feet away,
Yeah, he said
10 feet. So,
So
Nick did that during the round too. That's like, you know, he always joke, twice or it's luck. He did.
mhm,
Twice.
solid.
So Benny and Steven they had a 31, 32 foot putt, but it was a very low ceiling, had to be very specific, kind of a Anheuser spin putt, because you got to get underneath something with some
But still
Very
creating
makeable.
turnover.
Very
nose
makeable.
up. Yeah, I mean, Benny got a whole lot of chains.
Yep.
Mm.
Steven hit the tree.
So, unfortunately, they couldn't clutch up, and the Nicholases took it down for that win. So that was kind of fun to see. And I just we had a beautiful night. Like we had a sunset,
A no wind,
no wind.
kind of cool. I don't even know if I sweated,
Yeah.
which is crazy. You know, we're in the middle of July
Yeah.
in the wide open at Palmer Park, and
our
it
car.
was perfect.
We remarked on that at one point. Like I think we were on hole 1, so it was towards the end of the night. Just coming into that evening time, it started to get cool, and there's
Yeah.
some great weather.
It was ideal.
Yeah,
It's perfect.
great time to play.
So I'll real quick go down the leaderboard. Me and Eli at neg 11, we came in 3rd. Alex and Marcos came in 4th. I don't know Alex. Who's Alex?
Alex is a buddy of mine from work.
Oh, Alex. Okay.
Yeah, he was telling me he's done a bunch of tournaments, but pre-COVID.
So they play pretty well.
Yeah, Alex will be a very high B. I'm sorry, a very high C, early, good B in no time. He's just
She's kind of coming back to the sport, right?
his consistency is off.
Oh,
when
he's-
he
Took
throws
3 or
the
4
ball.
years off or whatever you said,
Yeah.
so he's coming back.
If you throw far, he's fairly active.
Nice.
He made some big putts today. So
Cool. He looks like an athlete, so.
Yeah.
Sweet. Christian, Dolacek, Andrew, Rumps, I believe. It's Andrew R.
Andrew R's rooms, yeah.
Zach Pesta, Rick Trenda,
Mm-hmm.
Noah Goffang, and Andrew Raz. Tim East, Justin Trenda. And we won't keep going, but those were kind of the top of the leaderboard. A little disappointing on you and Aaron. And we're typically accustomed to seeing you guys at the top.
I feel like I already mentioned that, so we don't need to talk about it anymore.
Okay.
Well, actually, you tried to mention it, but then
I
he just
did.
kind of shot you down a little bit, so.
I thought it was a nice way to shoot you down, but.
We'll just sit here with that chair between us.
My feelings are hurt.
Alright, cool. I think we covered league night. Do you guys have anything else to cover? You guys want to talk about when it pertains to league night?
No, I guess one thing we could square up is we're talking about doing some shuffling of some different things. Honestly, we had a week off. We're not able to change things to get it set for this week because a couple people asked about it. So we will not be making any big changes between now and the end of the season because we only have 3 weeks left.
Yeah.
And so we've tried to find that perfect balance between tweaking things in just like really small ways, but not shaking things up without reason. So people were asking, are things going to be different? Is there a different ranking system? For 3 more weeks, I think we're just going to coast it out as is. Maybe 1 or 2 people that are bubbles might, go up or down, but keep it solid.
100%. Yeah, do you guys have any other things to touch on before we move on? Well, just for league night. No?
I'm good.
Okay, cool. We'll move on to our interview section of the pod. We got Will on the podcast, so we'll ask him some good questions. So we'll start off with the classic question of how did you get into disc golf?
Yeah, that one. It's interesting. So my work, we try to do like kind of traditional team building type things, and this came to us through, interestingly, a client. Like he was kind of somewhat a player here and there, and he said, "Oh, there's a course by where his work was," and so some of my coworkers ended up going out there. We bought a bunch of like starter pack discs and we went out there. So yeah, and I thought I played just catch frisbee or things like that a lot in high school. It was a fun thing. Loved to throw frisbee. It's not the same as disc golf. But yeah, so that when I played that day, I got invested. Wanted to be good.
How long ago was that?
I think that was like late fall, possibly going into winter of 2019.
Okay.
Because I think I joined you guys 2020.
Yeah, that's a good follow-up question.
Yeah.
How did you get connected with us, our league, all that?
That's perfect. So when I was in this period, so it was like just the winter, so I played I think 2 rounds with this, work thing and personal interest, and then watched a bajillion videos on YouTube. Was totally convinced I was learning the science of disc golf, and then I couldn't wait for the spring, and I was trying to reach out to people I knew to say, "Hey, do you play disc golf, or do you know anybody that does?" Reached out into another Discord, where Mr. Hox and Nick was, and they were like, yeah, we'll talk to you. And then a couple months later, excruciatingly long and waiting, just want to throw this in. And then I played with Aaron and a bunch of people.
Yeah,
Star
I remember, Star Park was the
Park,
first day. Maybe, I don't know, 5 summer or something like that, a group of us out there.
It was still cold.
Yeah, it was early spring, but we were out there chucking. It's been cool to watch you, like, put distance on your game, put accuracy on your game. We always talk about Will as a learner of the game and how he started. Probably one of the only one of us that started the right way. I remember, was there a point where you had nothing above a 5 in your bag or 6?
It was 4.
A 4.
Yeah, I had so I remember I threw a Stingray. Was the first thing that I could throw properly, and I was like, "Oh, look at me straight actually," and it stayed like this, flat. And then so I liked the Stingray, and then I had a Cobra that I threw all the time, like a DX Cobra. Like who has that? No one. I don't anymore.
I've got one in my garage if you want it.
I think I threw it into like Birdie or something. But yeah, so I worked back because, like everybody, first I had a disc that I shouldn't be using, and then got real frustrated. Came back from there. But yeah, still working at it. I still have like lots to do. I'm not happy with where I'm at. So many people getting so good.
Yeah, that's true. Let me ask you this. Obviously, you run tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you like your rating to be? Again, everyone's going to say, 1,000, absolutely. But,
I always thought, just of course, because we all start in aim 4, unless you don't, I guess.
maybe if you're Justin.
Mr. 950.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to be competitive in aim 3, and then I would feel good to be just middle of the pack there.
Okay.
Just be able to put out solid shots,
Sure.
shots, things like that. That's what I'm working on right now. Just one goal at a time.
100%. And I honestly think your game is plenty there to get to AM3, competitive AM3. You know, it's different from being rated in AM3.
Sure, for sure.
I feel that in AM2, where I'm just rated in AM2,
Yeah.
but sometimes I don't feel competitive on AM2.
Yes. Yeah, soon hopefully I'll get forced into it. But then the challenge starts to be competitive in that, once you're in that division. So I'll get there.
Cool.
I like it.
Cool. And then next question, what is, a lot of guys know Will from disc golf, Discord, what have you. What's life like for Will outside of disc golf?
Oh boy.
Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, a little bit. A lot of work. What else? So
You have a wife, right?
Oh yeah. So actually, I have to shout out Mike in our Discord because he was saying it was his anniversary recently. Also was mine. Also 6 years.
Oh,
Nice.
That's
Wow.
Yep.
What's her name?
Leslie.
Leslie.
Yeah. So she is also a fan of pro disc golf. So we watch. Usually the FPO is just on in the morning, and then we leave on kind of DGN is just on in the house. So we kind of pop in and out. Sometimes it's in the background, sometimes it's forefront. But yeah,
That's cool.
Definitely pro disc golf fan. And, just watching that each weekend, and other than that, she's big on outdoors. So like this has been just an easy thing for us to do together. So
So does she throw as well?
here and there, but not.
She more in it for the hike and hanging out with you?
Yeah, just like a couple of things here and there, putting, maybe a couple like shots, but not necessarily going throughout a round.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Last question. What is your disc golf pet peeve?
Yeah, that's a hard one. I thought about this actually focusing on myself. I get frustrated when I go too fast. So if I play alone, which I do commonly, I find myself doing like 18-hole courses in an hour. And sometimes I throw, and then I actually start kind of jogging, and I say like, why am I doing this? Like, just chill out.
Yeah.
And yeah, it does. I think it adds a lot of stress and kind of rushing to it. So I'm trying to work on slowing down. Probably if you play with me in league, I don't rush. But it's just I don't know why alone I do that. So, and especially in tournaments, you are kind of playing, alone. You're playing with yourself alone, and so I'm trying to focus on that slowing down.
I know a couple guys who go way too fast.
Is it me?
No.
Okay.
I feel like I'm a faster player.
One of us over here is super fast.
I can play 2 rounds in an hour. What are you talking about? That's 36 holes.
I think there's a line. Like playing slow is also frustrating, but that's more a common pet peeve.
That's
Well,
right.
you mentioned tournaments too. Like sometimes that is an issue for me of playing a tournament at a much different pace than every one of my casual rounds. And over time, as I've gotten older, I can handle that change and be fine with it. But I remember I used to be like, just agitated on the tee, waiting for 10 minutes and then I gotta step up and throw, and
Well,
I can't let that bother me.
but there's something to say or something to be said about a casual round, but now you're going to go into it's a rated tournament, a sanctioned round, where I have to shift mentally from a much more casual, flip my disc, go as fast or as slow as I want, to a, hey, you have to stand behind. So you throw a great shot, and now you're waiting for these other 3 scrubs to throw their 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th shot before you finally, now I'm like, oh man, what am I going to do? I had all this time to think about this 12-footer, and I don't, but others hit the cage.
That's other people.
Other people.
Yeah, I think it's definitely, the other thing is thinking about your shot. So when you can actually start to put together some different shots, then maybe when you play casually, you just throw something out. Ah,
Sure.
maybe I should have threw a forehand, whatever. And then, but when you're in a tournament, it matters. So you gotta slow down. You gotta think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough to do. It takes a lot. As silly as it sounds, when before I go to a tournament, I want to play, whether it's league night or going out on my own to someplace local. I want to go through the slow rhythm and only take one shot. Because, second guy, I would have made it. There is no second guy in the tournament.
One other thing, like just small wisdom I tell myself is like remind yourself you're there to have fun. So sometimes I go out and play alone, and I go, I scored myself. I'm throwing tournament play. I call it like just one shot, whatever.
Yeah.
And then after you're like, you actually have fun.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I'm just stressing myself out, like trying to like practice. So I try to tell myself like slow down, just you're actually here to have fun.
Right. That's a hard balance to find sometimes because, I talked about you being just a learner of the game and growing, and absolutely that is fun. But sometimes you can take it too serious, and in the end, we're out there. We're not making paychecks, right? We're out there playing a game, but it's hard because you want to get good and you want to improve. So that balance, I think, is tough to find.
And a lot of times that affects the outcome. Like if you can get in the mindset where you're just there to have fun and play good disc golf, and there's no like repercussions for playing bad disc golf, a lot of times you produce a better round. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times, like you take it too serious, take it too, you're too into it in your head, can kind of ruin a round. So I know we got a big tournament coming up. At least that's for going to Ledgestone. I know I've been trying to get my mental game ready for that, and so
For sure.
that's some good insight. You guys have anything to touch on when it pertains to Ledgestone? I know kind of randomly brought that up, but anything exciting for?
For me, so it'll be my second year. I think speaking on that mental game too, it's nice because Ledgestone is familiar now. So a lot of it is familiar. A lot of that's going to be in the background of my mind, and so I can just focus on maybe doing better. So I think I'm excited for that. I play the same courses.
Oh yeah.
So will I.
Yep.
That's
It's
huge.
good things.
In the same order as well, actually.
Yeah, so there's only one pool for AM4 too, so
Yeah, they
don't
just
necessarily
know your order.
cool. Now we'll move into the segment where everyone just skips to this segment, and it's one of those deals where like people really look forward to it, and so we're gonna move into the most anticipated segment of the night.
What's that?
Hoxies top
Oh, dang.
20 power rankings.
To do this justice,
Yep.
I gotta hydrate.
Understood.
Moment.
What is that, Hoxie?
It's my thermos.
You have to hydrate. You don't need passing out.
We're thinking that there's water in there. We're not sure.
Like what am I partaking in?
Right. I mean, when the things that come out of there, we don't know if that clear liquid is water.
Here we go. You guys are gonna love this. All right, we're going back to the traditional. You get to represent the guest, because you are the wonderful guest. We got, oh man, the order.
Yeah, messed up a little
Nate
bit.
switching chairs. For those of you struggling tonight,
Wow.
CD. Nate told me we had to switch chairs tonight. I
I'm a
was
little bit
above
off.
it.
I'm a little bit off. All right, so we've got
My apologies.
Nitz over here. You get the first question,
Okay.
followed by Mr. Nate, followed by Mr. Will.
That's good.
5 questions. I don't remember the scores because it's been a couple weeks.
Sure.
Pretty sure I'm winning.
All right, we'll go with that. You're winning by like 4. All right, here we go. Question number 1. We have consistently asked. It's cheating.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't even looking with intent. I was just looking.
Here.
Yeah. It's like my cards.
Okay, go ahead.
My cards. Here we go. All right, we have consistently requested who currently owns the number 11 spot. Hopefully you did your homework. Oh man, hopefully you guys did your homework.
Well, I mean, homework, we haven't really had a power rankings.
It was posted this past week.
It was posted, sure. Yeah, you're right about that.
All right, so Mr. Nitz, who currently resides in the number 11 spot? And if you would like a hint, you can request one. I don't know what the hint would be. But you're
I would
welcome.
like it.
Why Why would you decline?
Good call, good call. This gentleman was not present at League Night tonight.
Mm.
That's a big hint. That's a big hint.
You guys are all welcome.
Because so, and
So
hey,
no-
just so we're standing on this, there's no like re-looking this up on Discord.
No,
Just, we're okay.
We're clean. Clean.
I think that this is going to be one of those 6-point move downs of a nacho. I'm going to put this, man, not here tonight.
Oh,
I think this is going to be Justin.
Justin Monero.
Justin Monero.
That's a really solid guess. You know, initially I said Sean Clancy, but I know he wasn't very high up in the power rankings to begin with, so I can't go down that route.
It's true.
I gotta go. I'm gonna double down on it and gotta go Justin Nero. I
Okay.
just don't think
You-
there's
you
a lot
can't
of
miss.
When you double down, doesn't that mean you bet twice as much?
I don't know.
You're just stealing my answer.
If it keeps the status, he can't lose.
That's true. He's going to coast out.
See?
It's like playing at a tournament. You're like, all you have to do is par these holes.
Mr. Will, please don't pick Justin.
Because
that's wrong.
You won't believe it. Well, should I be honest and wrong? That's what when I.
Were you going to say it
Yeah,
too?
before Aaron answered, I said, "Oh, I think I know," and I was actually thinking Justin.
You can say Justin.
Okay.
You're gonna stick with
Because
Justin.
I was thinking, I don't know about
I
that.
appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
That's what you expect. That.
That's integrity right there.
I tried.
All right. So it was Mr. Buff Nate.
Oh.
Drew Pensko.
Was it?
He,
How many points
hurt
was that
himself.
drop? From what to
4.
11?
It
Okay.
was 4.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, because there's some good movement in the middle party.
Yep.
All right, so we're all over. Question number 2. Who out of 1, 2, 3, and 4 of us moved the most? Understanding if you were off the power rankings, 20 would be 1.
So it's me first, right? So I know from my recollection, I remember Hawks being 18.
Okay.
I think he moved off the rankings, which that's only 2.
Okay.
Well,
Well, that'd be 3. 18, 19,
okay,
20, 21.
3. Now Aaron was also he was pretty high in the rankings. He was probably 5, 4, somewhere in there, maybe even 2. I know I didn't move much. I played decent enough not to move a lot.
Okay.
Will, I don't recall where he was, or if he even was on the power rankings. So I gotta go with Aaron.
I don't know if I can answer that.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to get, well, you mean your question?
Oh, yeah,
Which
okay.
if I was on.
He's calling you out.
Okay.
No,
He's fishing for information.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. Way to hold strong.
I was going to my answer to your question
Mhm.
is I think it is Nate going
Okay.
up.
Okay.
Because the last couple,
So I was 1.
you were 1
Yeah.
for the last time.
Yeah.
So now you're 0.
So did he play well
Why are you
enough
telling
to
Nate?
keep 1?
He's the guest.
I think so.
Huh?
'Cause-
So he's moving 0. That's what. See what I'm saying? It's the most movement out of all of us.
Mhm. So
Mm-hmm.
then would it be?
Well, you gotta also think about the algorithm, right? The algorithm, even when it feels like Hawks had a bad night, the algorithm somehow finds a way to push him up the rankings.
Actually, I need to speak up for the first time ever to defend Hoxie. He actually has been somewhat fair in placing himself for the last 3 or 4 weeks. I'm pretty
He's
sure.
gonna say that.
that it
now.
finally
the
got to
algorithm
him.
was fair.
How's that? This
Yes.
He's confused.
I mean, I'm still struggling whether he has like a little special switch on the back of the algorithm that like when nobody's looking, he flips it and it like everybody else it's on point and then it just somehow he knows how to like he's coding it or
So,
something.
Will, who are you going with?
So from I don't know where you guys were last week.
Okay. So you didn't study. That's
Okay.
okay.
So I'll say I guess you were feeding me information that it is not me.
I mean,
So
Okay.
I will say
Are you going not Nate?
Mr. Allen.
Well, no, actually, right.
what'd you say?
I said Aaron.
Okay.
I think it's me. I think I take a significant drop.
It was me.
What?
I leapt off
Nice job, Will.
18.
So you moving 3
What was your show?
was the biggest move?
Yeah. It was. Well, I guess
That's
not.
the
Really.
that's the maximum you move, right?
It depends.
Because we call it
It
We call
depends.
20. We call anybody off the rankings 21, right?
Yeah, it's just I wouldn't be 18 to 25 and drop
Right,
12.
right,
Right?
right.
Its algorithm
Okay.
doesn't go that far. It's technically, and I'll be upfront with you guys, it is technically both of us. It was a
So I was right.
so you were both right.
So I was right as well.
It was I was trying to give the guess
You
more
waited to
points,
say
but
that.
then I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'll give it more
He
points.
took some
Yeah.
glory first, and
It's
then
just
oh yeah, you guys won too.
it's just better than mine.
See how this.
Alright. Anticlimactic, I apologize. Alright, here we go. Number 3. We had a winner this week, and he bumped up to 15 last week. Okay, that was Mr. Eli.
Mm.
Because he's playing some good baseball.
Eli came in third with me.
This week.
Yeah.
But
Oh, we won last week.
coming off,
Tied for the win.
lost in a playoff.
Yeah, my bad. My
You guys
apologies.
lost the playoff, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
to me.
but it's still a victory. This guy. It's still a victory in the books. So I need to know how much Mr. Eli moved up.
So you just said he was 15.
He was 15 last week. I give you a number: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 26.
This is how many he moved up.
Correct. Understanding one last week. You guys got third.
Came in third. Solid performance.
And I'll put it to you this way:
Got birdie fun.
hint, hint. Algorithm was very generous.
Oh shoot. Lots of hints out
So
here,
you
eh?
said that, yeah, I was just.
Can we get a rhymes with?
You said,
Can you use that definition?
so the max is not 3, 6.
Okay, we got a 6 from Mr. Will. That's a lot.
5
5?
spots.
I'll go 7.
7.
Feeling
That's
dangerous.
unheard of.
We would call that super generous. We're just generous.
Okay, my
Wow.
apologies.
Just-
So Mr. Will got 6, and Eli moved up 6.
What?
Okay.
Eli's been making moves, I'll tell you what.
Eli's just killing it.
I think it has to do with how he's dressed too. Man dressed to the
You know,
nines.
I saw him today, and I was like, man, I want that.
I want to be like that, you know?
I mean, do you see? Like he walks with swagger with that shirt on too. Like
Why wouldn't
I
you?
feel it's like
I-
discraft shirt on.
I walk with confidence just walking next to him, you know? It just bleeds out of him.
It does. There's enough to share.
Yeah, it's not to share.
It's just killing it.
100%.
It's just, ha ha ha. Yeah, here we go. Question number 4. Mr. Mike Thomas.
Oh, shoot.
Last week, there was a lot of discussion on the fact that he didn't play very well the past few weeks, and he still went up.
There was some questions that were pat.
Okay, so Pete, a lot of feedback that I received, and I was like, gentlemen, it's the algorithm. Quit yelling at me.
Yeah.
He like we talked about, he did buy a bunch of minions, and so we appreciate that. So, coming to you. It's a 3-part question. Okay. Question 1, did Mr. Mike Thomas move? Number 1. Number 2, I guess a 2-part question. If so, 3-part. If so, how much, and then up or down?
It's a lot of.
Did he move?
What happened?
We went from like.
Tennessee.
Come on, man. It's easy.
Say it again.
Did Mike Thomas move?
Yeah,
If so, how much, up or down?
So if you just say no, the question's
Yeah, if you just say no, then it doesn't matter.
Make it stop.
The beat
No,
is-
I think he went down.
So last week he was 10th.
Yes, he went down 2.
Michael Thomas went down 2.
Yeah, I think Michael Thomas was right in the middle pack. He probably wasn't rewarded because his most recent rounds are getting heavier and heavier, and there's no real high rounds to really hold him up there. I think he went down 3.
Just,
I have no. John.
just say
Just-
Yeah, I'll say
Extra credit question.
you didn't buy any minis this week.
It's true. It's true.
So I'll say no movement.
That can only
Okay.
hold you up for so long.
So it was interesting because I developed the question so everybody understands, not the algorithm. So I looked at it and was like, man, I'm super confused. This would be a great question. He stayed the same.
What?
I know.
I
I
can't
thought,
believe
I
that.
thought he would have dropped.
Yeah.
But then I looked at everyone
You know
around.
what?
So
You know what it was?
oh,
I started thinking.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, don't do that, folks. That's absurd. So, Buff Nate wasn't here. Chris Hill wasn't here.
Oh, man. The fall of
Edit this.
I'm gonna cut this out for sure.
No! We gotta keep this in. Come on, go ahead, go ahead.
It's the farting that got me.
That's the same. Man.
Alright, so Will got that one. Nice job, Will.
Nice job, Will. You did it.
Represent
Point for the guest.
The guest is killing it tonight. Alright. Final question. Mr. Tim East.
Oh,
We like Tim East.
he's around.
He hasn't been around the last 2 weeks.
No, he hasn't actually yet.
And then he showed up today and did okay. So I'm curious, how well did he do? What position is he in? He was in 14th this past week, prior to showing up
Is
today.
Will going first?
1, 2,
it's
3, 4,
Nate.
5.
So historically, 15th isn't that good. And I think that is to be true for tonight. Is not very good.
Okay.
And so 15th would probably put him dead last. And so
I'm sorry. I wasn't very clear. He was 14th and 15th
In the power
in
rankings
the
last
power
week.
rankings last week. I apologize. I wasn't very clear. So how much, or where is he at now? I don't know how he finished. I don't know if you guys studied the leaderboard.
So I know he played with Justin Trenda.
Okay.
I know he was. I want to say they're next 7 because they're proud of their round, but they didn't overperform to where they were able to be contenders. I gotta say he is middle of the pack, so I'm confident to say that he stayed the same.
Okay, that's a good guess.
So,
I'm giving nothing away with it.
Go ahead, Will.
yeah, I'm just guessing.
Cool.
I would say, just because of the other performances today, maybe down a couple.
Okay,
You
give me a
guys-
specific number.
A couple is 2.
Okay. I just wanna make sure, 'cause my couple is oftentimes
Yeah,
42.
Yeah, it could be any.
Yeah.
That's illegal, Hox.
I mean, we're in America.
It's true.
We do what we want.
I'm gonna put Tim. I'm gonna base my answer solely on the fact that I never heard him during the entire round. You know that there's a couple guys out there you know
I heard a whoop.
how they're shooting, right? Did you?
I heard
a
one
Tim
whoop, and I was like, oh, that's a big one too.
So one
I
big
heard
woo means.
He also
Wasn't
saw Rick
He's trying
put his putter through the cage.
Oh, the wedgie.
The wedgie.
Yeah, that was stuck in there.
Why
That-
didn't we,
that
why
could've
didn't
been
we
the
talk about that?
I know. I forgot. I saw that
I've never
picture.
seen it.
Let's talk about it right now.
Oh, okay, time out. Go ahead.
17, 14 down to 17.
So moving 3.
Moving 3.
Okay.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
Wow.
He dropped
It was the
3.
one woo.
Drop 3.
Well, it was a 1, but he and Justin did play decently well. But Tim hasn't been here for
Yeah.
week after week after week. He can't put up even a decent performance and expect to.
He's putting in those up north rounds.
It
and
does
he's not showing
compound.
up on a Tuesday night league.
It does compound for sure.
So we're good. Nice job, guys. So
Yeah.
I want to run through the 20, and you can he and haw and be irritated or not. So here we go.
Do it.
Mr. Wade, 20th, down 3, didn't show up.
Didn't show up.
That guy. Troy Stockard also down 3 to 19. He showed up. They didn't do very good. They had a tough day today.
Yeah,
Tough day.
at the bottom.
Tough outing.
And you know what it was? It was his hair.
When there was something different.
Man, he couldn't lock it up very well.
He said it was kind of going all over, and he's like asking for somebody to help. Like, I don't know.
It's like, dude, I do have 2 daughters, but man, their hair is so wild. I don't mess with it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Troy.
I mean, sometimes your hair stops you from shooting well. I mean, it could be your
Gets-
toenails. It could be
I can't really.
all kinds of stuff. You know.
Painful toenails. All right. Up 2 from 20, Justin Trenda.
Okay.
He's been consistent. He's showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Down 3. Down 3 as we talked about. Tim East.
Yeah.
To 17th.
Fair.
Down 4 did not show up again, Mr. John Vestal.
Mm.
Where's that
I,
guy?
yep,
Is he
just,
coaching?
Yep, just texting with him right before the show.
He's been-
Tryout season. He's burning the candle at both ends already. He's been commenting in Discord. Dude's
He's still active.
itching to play golf.
Poor guy.
So he'll be out soon.
Is that his regular job?
No, that's even a secondary
Yeah.
job. So he's got a full 9 to 5 and he's pulling the midnight oil. He'll be back soon.
Doing what he loves. Appreciate that. Okay, up 4, one of the winners of this evening, Mr. Nicholas.
Dolacek.
Okay, Mr. Nicholas Dolacek.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Good job.
I mean, I could
Mimic somebody. Yeah.
Went up 4. That's respectable for winning.
Yep.
It was respectable. It wasn't.
And to win in the playoff.
Yeah, I thought he could have. I thought he could have gone more.
You know, we're deep in the season.
That's what I was
Early in
thinking.
the season, a win is like, oh, you're moving 6. You're
Correct.
shooting up because we're only 3
A lot of
weeks in.
volatility in the beginning.
Absolutely, but it's like the
Yeah.
real champions are rising. You can't just win 1 week and be like on the best in the league.
Right.
That just means you were this week,
Yeah.
which good on you.
100%. I haven't
but
been.
not every week.
What do you do consistently?
Three's a lot nowadays.
Yeah, 3's a bunch. So new on the scene,
Whoa.
which I feel like this is out of order, but whatever. Mr. Benny McDaniel.
And he lost in the playoff.
He lost in the playoff, but he didn't win. I understand losing the playoff, but he's
Yeah.
still at first place. He
Okay.
lost the 2 points. Was in the playoff, but he's and I looked back just to double check because again, you always got to double check because people are going to
Yep.
ask me. and I
Double
gotta
check,
be like,
double
hey,
check. Same thing.
yeah, absolutely. And sure enough, he's done well the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
So okay, fine.
Okay.
I disagree.
Yeah.
That's just me.
The algorithm knows.
I mean, he's a middle C player, so. Sorry, I just said that for him. He gets irritated. He tells me about it all the time.
Okay.
So that's for his.
Perfect.
He probably won't watch it either. All right, 13th stayed the same. Andrew Rumps.
All right. Good
So
call.
it's a good spot. Chris Hill and then Buff Nate dropped 3 and 4. They were both gone.
Yeah, I forgot. about
Buff
this.
Nate hurt himself. Chris Hill is vacating up north with his family.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
So that's to be expected.
Although he did cheat on us with a ball golf round. I didn't like the sound of that when I heard that, but it's okay, Chris. It's okay. They happens to the best of us.
Hurts me. Mike Thomas, top 10. Stayed the same. Attaboy Mike. Keep it up.
Yep.
Up 6.
Whoa.
As we talked about, Eli.
Eli.
Up to now. We talked about that.
Yeah.
All the
He's been
questions.
compounding some good rounds.
That's right.
How
Yeah.
much do you think one of those shirts cost? Because he just moved up 6. I'm thinking about going online after
They
the
are
podcast is
expensive.
over. That sounds like it was well worth it, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's working for them.
yeah.
I know.
Sorry, I'm just trying to buy a championship here.
Yeah.
There's
Gotta get
ways.
some minis.
There's ways. All right. Up 2. I'm sorry. Up 3. Ian Kumpula. Up to number 8.
Okay. Yeah, he played good. He played good today.
He kind of plays the long game.
Yeah.
Every season, man, he makes this late run. I was burned by it once. Still hurts.
Sounds like it. All right. Down 1 from 6 to 7. Mr. Nolan. He's still hanging around. He's still hanging around.
He's got a lot of good rounds in there, so he's not gonna drop too far.
Middle of the road. He has to have a horrible round to drop.
Yeah, the
3.
algorithm
It's fair.
respects consistent players. Like, if you are somebody who's like routinely playing solid and you have an off week, it knows who you are still.
Mm-hmm.
You don't lose your
You
streak.
don't have 2 off weeks back to back.
Yeah.
You might lose sight of who you are.
I mean, as a person, you might even
Yeah.
lose sight of who you are.
Yep, I'm confused. Alright. Down 3 as we just talked about it, but still. Oh, wait, no, that's the 6th overall. Mr. Nitz.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
He knows.
I knew I was falling a few.
He felt it. He felt it. He's still around, though. Still in striking distance.
He's playing for the big comeback. That's what he's doing. He's big.
He's running out of time.
Yeah. You know, I'm tired of being that guy. You know, do you ever watch running on TV? Like, do you ever watch a race?
Yeah.
There's always that one guy who sprints out ahead of everybody else,
Yeah.
and everybody's looking at him like, you idiots.
Yeah.
He's trying to set the pace, and then there's always the better runner that at the last minute comes and beats him.
You're gonna
Every season, no, I've been the guy that was in the front, the idiot. So this season,
You're
not this time.
doing it correctly.
Yep.
We go.
Let him break the You know, the wind resistance, and I'm
That's
ready to go.
That's right.
Draft him.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, draft.
It is
That's a good plan.
Right. All right, top 5 up 4 with another historic win for this evening, Mr. Nick Charmartero.
He was on the podcast last
so.
episode. I had to give some brownie points, you would have thought.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, did you ever hear the Madden curse? You know, like in the Madden football game.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's like a podcast.
Will could
Next week, if Will
When Will wins,
just explodes onto the scene.
Riverbends.
Oh boy.
10 through 27.
Time to shine, bro.
Okay, yeah, we will very much test this.
We'll see.
Anytime Madden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now we're talking.
If they show up on the podcast, if it's like the recipe for success.
Yeah, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
He's nervous.
I'll try.
He's skeptical.
All right, 4th overall, no movement, Mr. Andrew Rosalino.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Just
Solid
playing with golf. Yeah.
Solid golf.
Did okay. Another winner. Oh wait, no, he didn't win. Christian Dolmacek. Did he win?
No. I don't know exactly where he was. We can.
Yeah, because the algorithm has him moving up too.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Christian, he came in 6th, neg 9.
That's all right.
He got a CTP too, so
You got some extra
I'm
points.
sure even though we didn't know the
The
algorithm,
algorithm
knew.
already knew. He had the data
Yep.
prior.
It was
Still everything from this
from a.
from UDisc.
I think there was actually like a satellite photo of that the
Yeah, I don't want to give
the
away all
algorithm
the
has.
secrets.
Okay, my bad.
Really do.
Lock in, lock in.
All right, number 2 and number 1, there is no change. You still have Rick Treadmill holding
Champ.
firm to the 2nd spot, and then Mr. Nate holding down the number 1 spot. This is 2 weeks in a row. If we were keeping track, that would be a big deal. We don't keep track.
Okay, so let's try to keep track, or let's go backwards and keep track.
Okay.
Has anybody repeat held the algorithm number 1 ranking?
I feel like it has happened.
At least last season. I know Christian did for a little bit, and I think you have.
Early, yep.
David even might have, but I don't think he played enough to beat.
Summer season, I think Nate, you gotta
Sean,
you gotta tip your hat a little bit. That's pretty solid to
you know,
hold it.
Now, the interesting thing will be what happens next week. Have we ever had a 3-peat?
So you guys are saying it's number 1 2 weeks in a row?
Correct.
Yeah.
And that hasn't been done before?
I think it's been done once,
Okay.
maybe twice.
But a triple,
Ooh.
I mean, maybe in the early days of the league, I think I did it when we were at strictly only AB, and there was no such thing as shorts and longs, because a lot of our players were new players at that time.
Sure.
So
Sure.
I was one of the only guys walking around with experience. But recently, Nate always uses the word volatile because week to week, some dude who was number 12 wins,
Sure.
and then the dude who was number 1 finishes near the bottom, and so I feel like that's been that roller coaster. So
I think mixing it up is the courses, of course,
Mhm.
switch courses, and also those courses involve shorts and longs, like we talked about tonight.
Makes it
Agreed.
difficult.
Palmer has a lot of shorts, and so that's
it's
a
the
big part.
most of any course we play.
Yeah, because Riverbend's only, 6?
Yeah.
There's even shorts on short holes, and so like
Yeah, that's like you can't look over that. A hole that's only 275 and it has a short.
yeah.
And some
So-
of the longs are really hard.
Yeah.
You look at 400 range.
Mm.
It's tough to 3 from.
Yeah. Hole 1, hole 7, hole 14. You know, those average like 410 between the 3 of them.
Hole 8, the one that was aced, that short's drastically different than long.
Yep.
Even though it's routine, it should be a routine birdie for advanced players, but to just make
You
it,
don't have to beat the trees
Yeah.
that you do from the longer tee pad. Again, it's only 280.
Or just flick.
You could go that way. Yep.
But if you don't have a 280 foot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've never imagined myself being able to hold down
The
the
way to
top
go.
of the leaderboard for the
Not in
power
your
rankings,
wildest
but
dreams.
Don't screw it up next week.
I'm just happy to be here. I feel blessed. That's
I mean, we know Will's going to beat you, but I don't know who else is going to. So.
I wasn't gonna say it out loud, but I am kind of fearful of that podcast
Bring it.
Podcast
momentum.
boost.
Momentum,
We just talked
boost,
about,
whatever.
I'm going to be playing the longs at Riverbends. I will need the podcast blessing.
Will, you may not know this, but you were on the line tonight, and so you played as a B, correct?
Okay, yes.
And so I think you were 1 or 2 guys away from that C.
Mhm.
I
Guess who
all of
shows
you
up?
have played well enough played with Will enough to know if you put Will in the shorts, he's gonna score.
That's all she wrote.
Yep. And so if we get you a B partner, that might be the thing.
Catalyst.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
We'll
And
see.
so,
Depends who showed up.
True that.
next, we'll just touch on it again. The skins match coming in at the end of the season. We talked to length last episode, so if you really want real details on it, go back to last episode. It's just something we're building towards. Instead of the ace race, we're doing the skins match. Look out for more details either on Discord or on the podcast. We should be coming out with more, but I just want to keep that fresh in everyone's mind.
There was good buzz on my card today. I was in the sixth, so it was just real
They were
rich
excited about it?
conversation. Yes,
That's
it
good.
was
That's good.
something different.
It's very different. And it's something that each of us are going to play our own. And
Yep.
for everybody in the league, that's great. But you can play one or two good holes and still walk away with something.
Mhm.
That's,
Yeah, well, if the holes build up and that hole determines everything, you could be walking with some. All you need to play is the important holes.
yeah, then you don't have to worry about hitting aces.
I'll let you guys tie it for like 9 holes in a row, and then I'll take the skin on the 10th hole.
Yep, exactly. Cool. Next, I think, we'll go into what's going on next league night. So we'll be at River Bends. We're playing 10 through 27.
Hopefully it doesn't rain.
More of the scoreable layout
Yeah,
at River Bends.
there are a few shorts, but not a ton.
No,
And so we should see a more balanced leaderboard.
I believe there's 4. So, yep.
Okay. So something to look forward to. I have heard that River Bends right now is a little wet, but by the time next week, this time, I suspect it's going to be a little drier.
I hope so.
Hopefully at least. Predictions. What are score predictions? For you guys?
I anticipate we will have people going into the water to get discs.
No, I think he meant
Oh, I
how many
understand.
under par.
I'm expecting people to film it
Oh, do you think
and send it to me.
we get a repeat of Caleb Carter
100%.
going in to get Michael Thomas's disc,
Oh,
walking out?
yeah, absolutely.
Or
a
more
hero?
importantly, could we get a repeat of Michael Thomas going into Michael Thomas's disc?
But see, here's the issue. Here's the trouble. He is way better now.
True.
Yeah.
We've had this discussion.
Yeah, we have this discussion. He throws it way
It's a
better.
fun conversation. We've had it a few
We'll talk
times.
about it.
Let's
We'll
not
always
beat an
talk
old
about it.
horse.
I
Right?
mean, it was really funny. But he knows.
Don't eat an old horse.
Don't need an old horse.
He was there. He ran for a swim.
It was also
River Bends. All right, so let's buckle down to the real question.
Okay, yeah.
What is a
10
doubles
through
team going
27.
to shoot 10 through 27? You got hole
Four shorts.
15, the curved river hole, short. 19 is at the tunnel, or you have to throw into the tunnel.
Okay.
And then back to back, you got up the hill, down the hill,
20,
25, 26.
26.
So just 4. I think that's going to cool down the BC hotness.
Yeah, because so here's the thing.
I was
So-
doing that on purpose. I didn't let it get.
Because
He did the reverse.
He's
No,
got
no,
so
no,
versatile.
So last week we talked, and the prediction was Nick believed 14 under, right? Because that's what he said they shot.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
I think I said like 9. You said like 10. I don't know. But yeah, we shot.
We were a little bit less than the prediction.
Yeah.
Because the league changed. It was a BB shorts, neg 14.
Wasn't it also? Was it weather as well? That day at River Bends? Was that?
Oh, he was talking
I'm
about
saying
like even the
last
Palmer
time.
guess.
Yeah, last time. we were-
So he's just kind of looking at the past guesses and seeing how we've been.
Mm.
I don't think it's going to be as good. I think 8 under will be, and there's only going to be one. I don't think there's going to be any kind of playoff. I think it's going to be 8 under and then like 6 under. One team's going to shoot quite well and win by a couple.
I feel like the one the Twins shot a really hot to take last for Bends.
Yeah, there was an ace last time.
Yeah, the Christian. I was on his card. I don't suspect that's going to happen again, but you never know. We might need to get a newbie comes on. It's an ace. I'm going next 7. I think next 7's a good number. I don't think we're gonna come close to Palmer scores. I just don't think we have a course out there right now that can come close to those scores. But I think next 7's healthy.
What do you think, Mr. Will?
What was Aaron's guess?
Aaron hasn't guessed
Oh,
yet.
hasn't guessed yet?
I was counting.
Yeah, I was counting in my head.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I like that. I appreciate that Aaron can walk through the course mentally. I cannot.
Well, here, I'll do mine, and then you can
Okay.
use my cliff
I
notes.
was gonna
So hole 10 is very difficult
Yeah.
for all the
So I'm gonna count those birdies, not 10. 11, 250 in the woods, pretty gettable. 12.
If you can
Some people are
par
gonna
12,
bogey
Yeah,
12,
if you can par 12, you're doing
but I'll say you escape with your par. 13 over the river, you birdie. 14, little guy, little
You
Christian ace, you birdie. 15, difficult get. 16, difficult get. 17, difficult get. 18 is the hyzer
Yeah,
by the electrical pole.
you can get
That's 4.
good
16
19.
or 19. Somebody from the shorts. Some C player's gonna birdie it.
Okay.
20. It's not long. It's only like 310, but it's just the river's mentally there. 21 is the one I got an ace on, but that's a tough get. I'm gonna tell you got that one. And then after that,
Maybe 2 more.
no, yeah, maybe 1 or 2 more, and that's getting all of them right.
Ooh, so 8
So
pretty
without
ambitious.
bogeys.
So I'm gonna walk it back to 6.
I still believe in 8. But you got what?
Wow. Okay.
My teammate's gonna pipe hole 12.
Yeah, and I gotta think about 25, 26 shorts.
I think
I watched Nick put it under the basket from the short on 26.
when Nate just said two bogeys come into play, I think people get them there.
Riverbeds, yeah.
I also feel like it's thick there.
Mm.
Like
Yeah, I haven't been there in a minute.
it's, I don't know if they cut things, but the rain and the sun.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'll go.
Photosynthesis.
Yeah, that's how it works.
It all happens.
Photosynthesis.
And it grows, and then those things are removed.
Yeah, fairways close up, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So let's say you said 6.
What do you think,
Well,
Will?
I guess I'll go 5 to go.
This is what you're gonna
Ooh.
shoot, because you're gonna shoot the hot
Oh
round, right?
boy. Okay. No.
He's like, okay, 10.
You want to go high?
No, I'm going 8, so
Okay. Yeah. 8's
Alright.
high.
I'm ambitious though.
All right.
I admit it. You can stick with 5 if you want, but it's I'll probably win
Cool.
because it's gonna be tough.
Yeah. Anything to cover? We're doing the birdie fun again after.
I think that was
So-
a vote of confidence tonight. That it was
Unfortunately-
enjoyable.
The birdie fun resets.
Yes, it'll just be worth buck a man for the night.
Mm-hmm.
So you still get your
You still get your points
3 points went out
I know.
tonight to those.
and 5 for the
Nate,
the new guy.
King Nate.
Isn't
Sorry,
that 6 points?
King IC.
What?
Can I see? You gotta respect it.
An ace?
Yeah.
It's 5.
Ace is 5.
Wow.
But he's a
Eric.
newcomer. He's a newcomer, so that's not really going to change a big thing. But Nate and Eli both top 10.
He's out here
Right.
trying to cement
Is he
his
like-
W.
Is Eli? Where was he at? I know in the power rankings, but was
Points.
he like top 10 in the points?
Almost, I think.
Yeah.
Double check.
3 points in the bonus thing, man. That's
It's huge. And then, do we want to establish a playoff hole right now? Playoff holes? Do we want to start on 10 and go from there? Is that kind of the
well. Let's talk our starting pavilion
yes.
because I think it's
needs
nice
to
to
be
have
10.
those near the right.
Sure. Oh, true.
Does it need to be 10 or can it be 25, 26?
Yeah, I think we go because our starting pavilion is going to be over there.
Because remember we've been avoiding the other league when
Yeah.
we play Riverbeds.
Oh, so you
So we're
just
gonna
stay.
start in the other pavilion.
Go up the hill, go down the hill.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then right when you walk down, there's a couple holes right there too.
Perfect.
19's right there, 20's right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what if we did
What if you did 26, 17, 18,
26,
and then go to 17?
16? No.
Because 16
19.
they'll walk all the way back. Well, 17 is you got to pipe it.
19 will bring you right back to 27. It'll make a nice little perfect triangle in case you gotta keep playing. So you're gonna throw 26 down the hill. You're gonna throw 19 across.
And then 5 back up.
All 3 of those have shorts. C
Mhm.
players.
Big deal.
Clutch.
Back up, ready to play.
Yep, D player, C player's gonna have to come up.
Cool.
Let's do it.
All right, and then any last things you guys want to touch on for
There's a big tournament September 23rd. We're going to keep talking about it. You
Yep.
should be there if you
Home Lake Classic?
Like
you haven't
classic.
signed up for it.
Lots of
Should be there.
momentum.
I'm not going to say it's going to fill.
Well, it's going to fill.
Oh, okay. It's going to fill.
Sign up quick before it fills up.
And we realize that it's a couple hour drive north, so some of us are making some plans and figuring some things out. So if you're interested, chatter in the league.
Yeah.
Get it out there.
touch up with me, private message, whatever. I'm gonna try and accommodate everyone. So we'll make it, a group event, guys' weekend per se. So we'll make it fun, whatnot.
Sounds like a blast.
Yeah. And so, like I said, next week, River Bends 10 through 27, tee off at 6. I think we cover everything. Any last remarks before we close out?
Go work, Mr. Will.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you guys for what you do for the league.
Do you want to thank anyone? Any
You got some
any
sponsors?
shout-outs?
No, I don't.
He's a free agent right
Yeah,
now.
he's a free agent. Cool.
Interested in sponsoring Will Coaches.
Yeah. And the podcast. If you want to sponsor the podcast, we're open to that too. Yeah. So, all right. So, like, subscribe, smash that like button if you haven't already. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Peace.
See ya.
See you.
Guys, you're gonna see like the dog, the head puppet.
We were talking about it. Hey, we were talking about this when we were watching the podcast this past weekend. We were like this. What is he doing?
And then curves his thumb, and that's when he refers to